Welcome to Conversations with Kay. I know it's been a while. Life has been so busy. I got pretty sick a few weeks ago. Oh, it's been a heck of a summer, let me tell you. But I wanted to make sure and do this update video on the Rhoden murders and the Wagner trial. My longtime subs know I've been following this from day one. I know these people, showed horses with these people. I don't know all of them, but I know some of them. And so I've always been really interested in this. So the trial is finally coming. I want to clear a few things up because I see a lot of people on Twitter confused about what's going on. If you haven't followed this from the beginning, it's hard to understand. I'm going to put a link to the other videos I've made about this story. You can find those in the description. If you're not familiar with this story, it's probably better to go back and watch those first and then come watch this one. So, Jake Wagner, the youngest son, took a plea deal to take the death penalty off the table for him and all of his family members. All of them. His mother also took the same plea deal. Part of this plea deal is they have to testify against any family members that go to trial. I think, in my opinion, and yes, this video is just my opinions. In my opinion, I think Jake and his mother thought by them taking the plea deal and taking the death penalty off the table that their whole family would take a plea deal and not go to trial. And that would have been the honorable thing to do. But of course, that's not what all the family members are doing. It would have been so much better for the Rhoden family, the state of Ohio, and everybody involved if they had all taken a deal and not gone to trial, but that's not what happened. So, a lot of people are saying, but the death penalty is still on the table for George Wagner. Technically it is, but for Jake to fulfill his part of his plea deal, once he testifies against his brother and the state agrees that he did it honestly, then his brother's death penalty gets taken away. So that's what confuses a lot of people, because technically the death penalty is still on George's radar for his trial. But as long as Jake testifies and the state says it's honest, that gets taken away. So the trial is finally coming. It was delayed for a week because somebody involved in the trial got sick. So now it's supposed to start tomorrow. I've been so upset. I wanted so badly to attend the trial myself, but I don't have enough people working at my shop, so I can't take off and go there. Darn it. So the big thing this week is the judge. A lot of news outlets here wanted to video the trial, and they got that in for a camera. And of course, the Wagners don't want any cameras in there, but too bad for them. Well, now, Jake and Angela, their attorney filed something saying they don't even want to be audio recorded. So their thing is they don't want to be shown on camera, and their audio of their testimony cannot be recorded and played for the public. The judge agreed, and everybody here is up in arms about it. In my opinion, it's just horrible. Now, I'm not a legal scholar, so I don't know why this judge made this decision. But all the news outlets here say they're going to appeal it, so I wonder if the trial really is going to start tomorrow or not. My thing is, this was such a devastating crime, and it has, they killed 8 members of a family, which I will name here in a minute because we don't want to forget who the victims are. Not only that, they cost the state of Ohio millions and millions of dollars. Just to investigate this cost millions, because these crime scenes were all spread out, all different locations. So, I don't think they have the right to say, I don't want to be audio recorded or I don't want to be on camera. I have such strong feelings about this. The public should get to know and should get to hear their words saying what they did. Why do they get to hide? It's not right. I feel so bad for the Rhoden family. What a slap in the face. I think everybody deserves to hear what they did, hear their testimony. I don't care so much about seeing them on camera, but I do think the audio should be publicly available. These people, in my opinion, should have no right to be saying who or can't hear them and etc. Now, George Wagner allegedly did not unalive anybody, but he absolutely helped in the planning and preparation. So, in my opinion, and apparently everybody else's, he's just as guilty. The victims were Christopher Rhoden, his ex-wife Dana Rhoden, their 3 children, Clarence Frankie Rhoden, Christopher Rhoden Jr., Hannah Rhoden, Clarence Rhoden's fiancée Hannah Gilley, Christopher Rhoden's brother Kenneth Rhoden, and Gary Rhoden. It's just horrific what they did. And keep in mind, there was 3 small children, one of them a 4-day-old baby, at these scenes that were left unharmed next to their unalived family. It is horrific. Keep in mind, the only reason, in my opinion, that they left the 4-day-old baby was because Jake Wagner was convinced that was also his baby, even though he had been told over and over by Hannah that it was not his baby. But apparently he went and saw the baby, I think in the hospital, and said that the baby had something with its toe. I don't know if it was like a hammer toe, I can't remember exactly. And he said that runs in his family, so that had to be his child. And turns out he was wrong. It was not his child. After the murders happened, he was trying to get custody of that baby. And then DNA proved that it was not his child. And that's when this entire family took off and moved to Alaska because there was so much heat on them. Also, the police have recordings of his entire family sitting at the table with his brother George being very vocal that they were going to harm all the people involved in investigating them. All the police, the prosecutor, everybody. So George is by no means an angel, so he's where he needs to be, that's for sure. The only other person that has not taken a plea deal and is still going to come to trial, maybe, is the father, George Wagner. It'll be interesting to me to see if he actually goes to trial, depending on what happens with his son, George's trial. If it doesn't go well, I would think he would take a plea deal. I don't know if they'll offer him one that late. Hopefully not. But what a mess. If you live in Ohio, make your voice heard and tell them you think the audio should be available to the public. I'm going to make my voice heard tomorrow morning. So that's it for today. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Have a wonderful Sunday and hold your family close.